this is what I think is tough. And again, moving this just a tiny bit is there's the praying for both sides, who's right and who's wrong. And then there's like the political aspect, which I think is like being obviously taken advantage of in massive ways. And again, I'm sure there's points on the right to point out, but you have people on the left generally that it's just amazingly they're all for border control, giving guns to citizens to fight, and but you can't do that here, or Canadian truckers can't do that. They can't fight for their freedom either. I mean, it's just there's so many weird things going on. You have Swalwell coming out and saying we need to take Russians out of the U.S. Universities. Like we're going to put them in Japanese internment camps like in World War II, like FDR did. Like that's another progressive did the same thing in World War II, and now you've got the progressives saying the same things, and it's hard. It's very hard to kind of delineate a lot of, just for the average person and for all of us to kind of figure out what's going on here. But like, why is that being said? Why would we be taking, athletes out of their teams? Like, what do they have to do with? I mean, that's what's just mind blowing to me, and trying to, and I think a lot of it's just chaos. It's just chaos campaigns, and they're, anyway, I'm not going to say much more actually, because I don't want your video to get taken down off of YouTube eventually, because it's just there's so many questions to be asked, and
I love it, man.
They're just never asked by.
Yeah, I mean, so there's
thoughts and views represented here today are not necessarily the views of the Building Walls podcast or its
we're safe now,
or its vendors.
Yeah, we're safe now. We're good.
Totally safe.
Brandon, go ahead and speak your mind.
Totally safe.
One of the things that caught me off guard, kind of going into what you're saying, is how much of this media is focused on how bad Russia is. Like I read the article from the Daily Wire talking about how Russia has mobile crematoriums. So when someone dies, they take that body, throw it in the back, burn it, move on to the next one. So they're trying to erase, according to the media, they're trying to erase any notion that they were there, or that someone was there, or who was even killed.
Any statistics of what their cost is.
Yeah. Because we all know what the Russians did in World War II when Stalin was heading that. It was one guy's in front, he gets shot. Well, there's 10 more guys behind him. Push on through until we take all the area we need.
Yep.
So it's almost, from what we see, they're trying to put it in that same framework. And I mean, obviously, I love listening to you because you do your due diligence and have read up on a ton of this and what is actually going on. And you both guys make great points about the sanctions. Sanctions don't hurt Putin; they hurt the people.
Right. And let's not let Castro's son get out scot free here, Trudeau. I mean, like we were talking about this earlier. Yeah, when's the last time you heard the Freedom Trucker Convoy, or about the cerveza sickness or inflation here in America? Now it's all Russia's fault. No one's talking about any of that. And that's where, again, this is separate. This is the political side now using it to their advantage. And so you have Russia and Ukraine. These people might be super evil, whatever. That's one part of it. And the other part is, okay, watch what the politicians do to make this about what's going on over there. And now we have nothing in the media being talked about that actually matters over here, quite honestly, because we could have our own, like you already mentioned, we could have our own energy independence. We shot ourselves in the foot. I mean, how many times in the last year? And now we're not independent. So now we are buying it from them, the evil people. And now we're, it goes round and round. And now we're not talking about Trudeau. We're not talking about inflation here. That's been here for a year, and it's their fault now. So it really is very, very timely.